Now, these two are off the chain, absolutely on fire. Every time these two speak, I sit down, I shut my mouth. I cannot wait because I always learn something new. The last time it was, I'm running around like a 5-year-old pulling the back off of this, putting stickers on everybody and everything I could see. I always have a great time with these two. So without further ado, here is Mike and Sahi Hernandez, two FPD.
Wow, 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 wow. Hey.
Wow.
In a day.
It's crazy. It's been an amazing day. Thank you to everyone that's been part of this call, giving all these nuggets that have been amazing. It's just blown our minds. Like, we've been taking notes. We've had to eliminate some of our notes because I've touched up on so many great things. It's just, this team is on fire.
Yes.
This team is on
Yeah.
fire. Just has to be.
My God, guys, if you got a grasp of what Steve just mentioned.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Right now,
We were like,
I'm listening to this and I'm like, oh my God, yeah. Like, I know this, but it's like, you got to hear it sometimes.
Yes.
And I'm like, babe, we're almost there. We're almost accumulating more points on our lesser side, because once you hit that 25,000, well, and he said, whoa, what do you mean? Explain it to me. So I'm just saying, guys, this is just freaking amazing. So
Yes.
Look, guys, we're going to get right into it because we already put our timers, want to make sure we don't go over our time. But guys, today we're going to talk about something that made such a big difference in my business, in our business. In the beginning, when we were first exposed to this industry, when we guys started running with Steve and Gina Merritt, and I'm a health guy. I'm into anything that's just going to be good for your health, natural stuff, whatever. So I remember our first run when I got exposed to that first juice. And I went to a meeting and then I started doing research and I found a couple of the presentations where the doctors were talking, and I was like blown away by all this stuff. And I made the mistake at the very beginning to go out there and learn everything I could about the health. And I remember I would drive Sahi nuts because I would have these books that I wrote of notes, and then I would have her repeat it to me, and then I would repeat it to her to make sure. And then, until I didn't say verbatim, I did not give up. And I spent, my gosh, weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And until I didn't sound like that doctor and that scientist, I did not give up. And then I was so confident about what I was saying because I knew it was textbook. I then wanted to buy a, what do you call it? A scrub. And yes. I kid you not, guys, this is a real life true story, right? So, and I was blowing everybody away with how much I knew, and I was the smartest guy in the room. And I learned after a period of time. That's why Steve and Gina, that's why Matt and Kim Curtis, Onyx Coale, that's why they kept it so simple. And I then learned it, and I was like, you know what? I started promoting that I'm a high school dropout. Before that, I wanted to, like, you know, almost lie to people and say that I was a doctor, right? I was in the medical field.
Yeah, I remember.
But then I was like, my gosh, I'm doing it all wrong, because no one's going to take all the time and all the weeks and all the energy and all the hours that I put into sounding like a freaking scientist. Not to mention all my friends and family members who really knew me. They were like, wow, you're really going out the extra yards to sound smart and oversell me in this stuff. I made that mistake. But then I was like, you know what? All of that knowledge to the garbage. I'm a high school dropout. If this thing works, boom. And just I simplified it. And I understood why these guys, I always said, these guys are brilliant. I'm making believe they're not brilliant, because they're smart enough to dumb it down, right? So I want to just talk about this, guys. Listen, as great as this product is, all right, and as much as it helps with people for the health, at the end of the day, listen, it's about the money. Because money, I always say this, and money's not the biggest thing in life, but it affects all of the biggest things in life, right? And I do want to say that for those of you who are here for the first time, for those of you who are building, you're kind of new, you don't have the 30 years experience that Steve and Gina Merritt have. You don't have the 16, 18-year experience that Onyx Coale, us, Matt Curtis, Renita, like a lot of us, Javi, Olga, guys, we've all put in our 10,000 hours. We've been at this for over a decade, all right? So this is a skill-based business, but guys, don't compare yourself to others, like Sahi says, because you know what? Unless you've been doing it for as many years as we have, you probably haven't attained all of the skills. Don't be fooled. When Steve and Gina say that they hit the top level in 22 days, it only took them about 30 years to be able to do this in 22 days. Sahi and I, the time that we hit it, Onyx, Renita, it took 15 years to be able to do this now. It did. So my point is that all of the things that you're going through, all of these learning curves, they already did it in the past. All right. You see them zoom through it at some point, 10, 15, 20 years later, you're going to be able to do the same thing. But it's like Steve said, it's because we didn't do the hokey pokey, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. We got in and we stood in because we knew that there was something here and we were going to stay at it until we figured it out and made it happen. So I just want to say that when talking about Lifewave, guys, and something I've learned about network marketing, I do lead with the business. I think that it's easier to convert an entrepreneur into a customer than a customer into an entrepreneur. What do I mean by that? Guys, I look to bring people, I look to see if I can say the right things to bring people to the table about the curiosity about a business opportunity. All right. It's not that I'm not going to go deep into the product and all the miracles and all the things that we're seeing, but I'm going to hold that in my back pocket because that's the business, right? And it's like this. I'm not just looking for the people who need the product, because I look at it like this. If Lifewave was the first product or the first company in the world to be able to come up with a product that you can rub on your bald head and within 30 seconds, you grow like a chia pet, and in a few minutes, you have an Elvis Presley type of do. Guys, I'm not just looking for bald men and women. I'm looking for sharp people that say, oh my God, if this stuff works like this, we're going to make millions. And they can be as hairy as gorillas, right? So some people just focus, oh my God, there goes a bald guy, there goes a bald guy, there goes. No, I'm looking for the sharp guys that got that pep in that step, and they can have a bush in their chest and hair growing all over their place. But I am going to be saying, hey, if we find something that does this, would you not agree? So it's easier to turn an entrepreneur than now. When I'm talking to someone about the business, when I say the things and I'm trying to see and qualify the person about the business, here's the thing. I always have the health in the backside. I have come across people who say, listen, nah, I'm good. You know, like before I even talk about what the opportunity is. And I kind of jumped a little bit, but then I can turn it around and say, hey, all right, so you've got all the money in the world. What great is money without your health? How's your health? You know, who do you know who's got some health issues? Who do you know is suffering, right? So I can always turn it around, but it's easier to turn an entrepreneur into a customer than a customer into an entrepreneur. Now, I will say this. Sometimes a dud will lead you to a stud. I got involved because Steve grew the courage to talk to someone that we both knew. We didn't know each other, but we both knew this guy who was a coach, right? So this guy ended up being a dud that spoke to me. And I say that because he had a leg with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people, right? He sponsored me. I made millions in the industry. He never did anything. Steve reached out to him this time. He was like, stop, mom. I don't forget that. I don't know if he thought it was his mom or I don't know what it was, but he responded like, leave me the heck alone. When I'm talking to people, guys, I talking to Sahi, and sometimes you got to identify, hey, maybe they're not the sharpest tool in the box, right? Now, what I do is I make it a thing to ask when I can tell maybe they're not the ones, right? I'm always asking, hey, who's the sharpest people? Who are some of the sharpest people you know? Who are the biggest business savvy people, the most money motivated individual, the most entrepreneurial people you know? I want them, I'm going to use them as a bridge. And everyone's always talking about who they know. Oh, my brother-in-law, oh, my cousin, one of my best friends. Everyone's always boasting about who they know that's successful. I'm going to try and get to that person through them, right? Because for me, again, it's about the business savvy people, the money, right? So even when looking for doctors, a lot of people come to me, Mike, I want you to talk to this doctor, Mike, but what do you say to talk to doctor? I say, listen, when I'm talking to doctors, when I'm looking for doctors, I am looking for doctors that wear two hats. In other words, I have a couple of doctors. Dr. Tony is one of them. Dr. Dempsey is another one in our team. And I told them, I said, guys, even I tell them, I coach them, I said, listen, don't just look for other doctors. The reason why I talk to you, the reason why I was excited about talking to you is because I don't just see you as a doctor. I see you also as the entrepreneur, because you were the guy who took the risk and rented this place and have this lease, bought all this equipment, have all these employees, and you are an entrepreneur. So I don't just see you as a doctor. I see you as, so when you're presenting to folks, I've coached my doctors, make sure at some point to take off the hat, the doctor hat, because you're talking about the health, whatever, and put on the entrepreneur hat and let them know what it takes to be successful in business, because most people don't know. So that's just a little tip that I want to give you. Now, something else, because it's all about asking questions. Wow, 4 minutes, time goes by. It's always about asking questions. I love what, I forgot who said once again, but I'm always, again, looking to plant the right seed. And it can be things like I ask, hey, how's the economy treating you? Right? And just see what they say so I can go in there, right? Number two, how fun is this inflation? And then I talk about the eggs. I make it fun. I'm just looking for doors to be open so I can very organically go in there, you know, and start planting these seeds, because I'm looking to talk about money, business, right? And I've always asked to, hey, are you making all the money you want to make or that you need to make? And I shut up and I see where that goes. And again, sometimes people say to me, yeah, and I'm like, wow, God bless you. And apparently he has. But who do you and you love that doesn't have that blessing, right? Again, I'm not just going to let it shut down. I'm going to look to see where it goes. Yep. But guys, you got to find out people's why, right? You got to find out people's why in these conversations. You got to find out their passions and motivations, because sometimes you can help them see the vision through what it is that they love and they want to do. I think about a guy I spoke to recently, and I know that he doesn't want to do this, but his passion is to go ahead and have a flock of Airbnbs. So I said, hey, what if I can help you to accelerate the vision that you have of having X amount of units? And that one, boom, sparked him up right away. So again, try to help him see this, how it can be a bridge to what it is that they want to do. So sometimes their passion and motivation can be helping people, whatever. So what I always ask, and I'm always looking to see, what is it that you want out of life that you can't get doing what you're doing, right? So now I want to see, if money wasn't an issue, what would you spend your time doing, right? And now I go into the kill. And then this is something that you need to learn, guys. I always ask, if you saw something that made sense to you, and you believe that you can generate some money doing it, are you ready to make a move? Would you make a move, right? Now I ask the questions, what do you know about stem cells, right? Because now it's going to lead me into this segue. So what is it that you want out of life that you can't get doing what you're doing? And then I'll throw some stuff in there. Is it a new house? Is it a car? Is it your kid's tuition? You want to retire your mom? You want to retire your spouse? What is it you want? Yeah. So if you saw something that you believe, if you saw something that makes sense to you and you believe you can make some money doing it, would you be ready to make a move? Yeah. Why? What do you got? What do you know about stem cells? Right? And now I say, would you agree that if this product, because now I've shared my stories, would you agree that if this product help change people's lives and people are getting the kind of results that we're talking about, would you agree that A, they would want to continue to use it? Because all of a sudden the doctors are blown away. What's going on? Like, we have people who are getting off medication from this, that, and the other. We're just sharing stories, right? A, would they not want to use it? Continue to use it. B, would they not naturally want to share it because they have a loved one, a family, a friend, whatever? Then C, that's the business. So in other words, if the product works, the business works organically. Now let's put it to the test, because you told me if it makes sense to you, you're ready to make a move. So let's put it to the test, guys. Get me at least 5 people you know who have different broads of issues with their health, and let's put it to the test. That, guys, I put all the weight on the product. All the weight on the product, because now if the product works, what you tell me is we're going to run, right? It's just a different angle that we do. We're going to talk about everything at the end of the day, but I set it up in a way where the dominoes are going to end up right where I want it. All right. Keep it simple, guys. Be smart enough to keep it simple. Share the stories, not the science. Excitement and enthusiasm is contagious. Yeah. You have to lead with that. It's not how much, guys, pause. It's not how much, it's this energy. It's about people knowing that you're going to make this happen with or without them, because you know you're going to make it happen with or without them. You're the trainer. You're going to go. I forgot who said that. I think it was Renita, right? So the last part is this, guys. Be intentional about meeting new people, right? Put yourself in a position to meet new people. Pick up new activities. I just picked up pickleball. I love pickleball now because it's part of my cardio, right? Yeah, I'm very competitive. I love sports, but guys, it is a prospecting ground. I went there and I told Sahi, watch, I'm setting up, I'm planting my seeds, I'm getting to know. I came back with how many phone numbers?
3, and you came back with the guy that is like, he's the trainer.
Right. So that's something I was gonna say, guys, put yourself in a position. Again, Steve met me because he put his son into an activity, right? So put your kids into new classes, put yourself into new classes, cooking classes, dancing, gym. Guys, this is simple yoga.
Like
Onyx. That's where she meets her new people. So guys, my time is up, but I will say he wants to share something.
Yeah, I just want to share a little thing. People were talking about, I think Linda Sanchez spoke about the launch events at your home. Our other business, we were so blessed, and so we had such great momentum because we did those meetings and we didn't leave a house before we booked another meeting from that meeting.
With the new guests.
With the new guests that were there, we were like, no, we're not leaving here until we book another meeting in someone's house that saw the vision. We're going to your house next.
Right when they're excited.
Right when they're excited, right when they can, because some people can get people to their house, but they can't get them to somebody else's house. And that's how you build momentum. Like that's how a lot of people, that's how you're going to help your business grow before you go to these events. And that's how you're going to get Steve and Gina and Onyx Coale and us to go to your town.
And she's going to read something, but guys, usually we do 3 to 4 maybe meetings within your house, because by the third one, you invited me the first time, you invited me the second time, you invited me, you already know I'm avoiding you. All right. I'm not trying to go to your house. So now the ones that did show up, let's go to their houses, and everyone should do 3, maybe 4 meetings, 4 or 5 meetings in your house before you never have to do another one in your house again, because you keep going on. Go ahead, baby.
And this is just one thing to close. I just figure it'll help someone. But this is a quote or a poem, whatever you want to, however you want to take it. But it says, the road to success is not straight. There is a curve called failure, a loop called confusion, speed bumps called friends, red lights called enemies, caution lights called family. You will have flat tires called jobs. But if you have a spare called determination, an engine called perseverance, a driver called willpower and God, you will make it to a place called success, guys. There's no secret. We all have done this. We can talk about it. So guys, it's been a blessing, amazing. Man, we're running faster than ever before. So guys, let's roll up our sleeves and let's do this.
Guys, this is a convention. You've heard it from everybody. If you're not there, you're not serious. It's just the way it is, guys.
Be there or be square, guys, because all the people are gonna be there.
And if you are waiting last minute to sign up, it's gonna cost you big time, because you're only gonna really get serious about promoting once you signed up. And you wait a week to do it, and now you wonder why you're not getting a bunch of people to come. We signed up right away, and Steve and Gina can see everyone's name. They're not calling you out, but they're just wondering, wow, why doesn't this person wake up? They wonder why they're not going to succeed. Guys, we can see who's doing it and who's not. Just bite the bullet, make it happen, because you're going to do it anyway. But the sooner you do it, the more conviction you can have towards getting more people.
The more people you're going to have there.
Thank you very much.
Wow. Sahi, would you please put that poem or whatever we're going to call that up on the Facebook page so that everybody can have it? That was absolutely fantastic. And I don't know about you, Steve and Gina, but I love that. It's easier to turn an entrepreneur into a customer than it is a customer into an entrepreneur. Wow. You two always blow me away. Thank you so much for blessing us. What a fantastic way to finish this amazing afternoon we've gotten to spend together.
Incredible. We are super fired up. Thanks, guys. Thank you, everyone, for being such a blessing.